Shilpa, finally, it's cool to share a platform with you. To her, the world, a runway, age, a number, an attitude, everything. Couldn't agree more. Let's meet Shilpa Chaudhary, haute couture, avant-garde. Shilpa Chaudhary, founder of Miss India Entrepreneur Pageant 2021, recipient of national and international awards, has more than 3,000 national and international shows. Wow. And Women's Achiever Award twice, honored by more than 100 MNC companies, and the list just goes on and on. Hi, Shilpa.
Hi, Roshni. Thank you so much for having me there with you.
Honored, Shilpa. So I was always looking forward for this discussion with you. So many things that really inclines me. So to begin with, Shilpa, once a professor of history in one of the leading colleges in Bangalore, tell me when and how did this inclination from history to fashion occur?
Roshni, now to be in fashion field, you have to have a little bit of artistry in your DNA. And I guess I was born with that. And it so happened that I was trained to be a professor in a college, and luckily I had this lovely subject called history that has been so much of an inspiration for me in all my designs. Everywhere it is history coming in. So it is like I'm bringing the past, you know, in the forward and in the contemporary fashion genre, and that is what is my call. That is what I want to bring in, you know, historical events and historical ideas, philosophies, art, architecture into my design. So I'm very thankful that I've been trained to be a professor, and also my specialization is art and architecture. So that has helped me in a very big way in my design. And I'm a self-taught designer. I've never went to a fashion institute. So, and I take pride also to tell you that I was the first one to bring in the trend of headgear as a important part of your accessorizing. So initially that was 20 years back. And initially people would wonder what is this, and you know, so, and they would also make cheeky comments, you know. So I told myself, so far as I'm convinced what I have created, I have no fear. I'm very confident in what I'm doing. And 20 years later, today the headgears are trending in almost every pageant all over the world. So you see, India, I would tell you, sorry to cut you there. India, as I can tell you, it is still in its infancy in fashion. I'm not talking about couture, I'm talking about haute couture and avant-garde. It is still in its infancy. So this is where I thought that I can bring a change in the market and make people understand what is art for art's sake, that you can literally create it on a person. So this has been my journey from last 20 years.
That's amazing. Now, as you said, from haute couture, headgears to progressive and futuristic attires. You know, Shilpa, my interest is in this tweak and integration. They emerge from India's thousands of years old art and culture. I would like to know something more here.
See, what India, as you know, is one of the richest civilizations of the world. The only problem is we have not tapped it. We have not tapped the richness and the heritage of India even now. In the late 17th century, when we became a British colony, the British came and found out so many things about us that we were ourselves not aware of. So even now, we are not aware of so many of our lost embroideries and weaves. They are not getting sustenance because people are not ready to buy that kind of clothing, that kind of fabric. They are not ready to, because the awareness in people are lacking, that what is the benefit of adopting that kind of textile and embroidery. Another thing is what cost factor is another thing. The government, when they introduce these lost embroideries or weaves and all, they price it very high. So it becomes impossible for the middle class and the low middle class to afford it. So it's only the affluent who understand the richness of the textile can, buy and, add in their, what you say, wardrobe. But that is very saddening, because of the lack of the sustenance in the market. These craftsmen, the artisans, they are dying out, and they are taking up the profession of normal laborers, because they have to survive. So that is where I feel strongly for the sustenance of the weavers and the artisans. That's why I go out of my way and bring in the textiles and the embroideries of the Lambanis, the Todas, the Banjaras, the Drokpas. I mean, you name it, they are there as a part of my haute couture. Now, how I can convey these and introduce these textiles to normal people who don't have much of a fashion sense, I do it through clothing and headgears. So these are a kind of marketing tool for me to promote these artisans who are just dying away. There are no takers for them anymore. So in my
sorry for that.
so in a small way, in a small way, I'm trying to help them out, give them little sustenance, that if I start talking about them, and if I start showcasing their wares in my work, people will understand, people will at least notice it. Okay, something like this also exists in India. For example, you see the textile weaves of Northeast India. I'm talking about Manipuri, Nagaland, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh. All these, who knows about them? Nobody. We always run after a mango brand, or we run after international brands. Why our designers can't create international look, which I am doing it, international look with these textiles? It will be a beautiful blend. But people are not, either they are not aware, or they are not bothered, or maybe they feel it will not sell. So there are so many challenges in there. But I don't care about these challenges. What I feel, of course, it has to be done, it will be done. And all my collections, they're all limited editions. I don't do in wholesale. I do in limited edition. So whenever I get an opportunity, I showcase them. So this is my small way of supporting.
That's just fantastic, Shilpi. In fact, it reminds me, when you say the dying art, it draws my attention to something called Ilkar Sari in North Karnataka, created by a tribe. I remember that part. It's now quite expensive. As you said, only affluent families are aware about it, and people wear it. It also reminds me of another piece of art. Of course, yes, it is on handicrafts, and that is Bidri silver work. So these are small things that actually people can bring into the market. Well, and now you had one solid line which you always put across: be a cause contributor. I just love that line. Be a cause contributor through her work. Could you throw some more light? Of course, you have answered this question, a part of it in the previous question, but then with this line being more emphatic, be a cost contributor? Maybe some more information?
Yeah, it's a very nice question that you asked me, and very important one. See, a lot of these pageant contestants keep coming to me, um, especially like recently I gave my entire look, to Miss Teen India. The pageant was in Jaipur, and then Mrs. Karnataka, that was in Bangalore, and Miss Universe, the contestant is going to Miss Universe. She's already left, and that will be in Delhi. So here, whatever uh, haute couture I'm giving, that has got, just now you said ilkal. So in one of my creations, I have blended Lambani embroidery with ilkal weaves.
Wow.
Now, ilkal, yeah, the ilkal is the bodice part, and the body part is the lambani. So, see the beautiful blend. Now, here you're talking about not only North Karnataka, you're also talking about Central Karnataka. I'm talking about Sandur, that's in Bellary, where you have these lambani tandas. Tandas are the settlements.
Tandas, yeah. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I'm very familiar.
So I have blended these two types. Now, when this contestant goes to Delhi, people will see, okay, like this kind of textile also do exist in some part of India. Since she is going from Bangalore, she's carrying that. Like this, I have done whole lot of work on Banaras, on Kashmiri Kashida. Now, you are very well aware of Kashmiri culture. Now, Kashmiri Kashida, that has come from Persia. Now, during those invasions, they have brought, and also the traders, they have brought that embroidery of the Kashmiri Kashida, which is like a part of a couture of a Kashmiri woman, a Kashmiri man and a Kashmiri woman. So that I have tried to bring in. So wherein I'm getting this opportunity to promote the different embroidery craft of the weavers all over India, I'm trying to promote them. This is my cause.
That's an amazing cause. Hats off to you. Now,
Thank you.
Now, the next term is, I love the term fashion historian. I just pick these phrases from your conversations verbally, or when you mention on some blog or some show. So I love the term fashion historian. Your journey in this regard.
See, I'm trained to be an historian, as you know that, and my thesis was on Sachi Stoop. Sachi is a Buddhist architecture in Bhopal, in Madhya Pradesh. And there I have studied the sculptures, not only the architecture, the sculptures and the niches, wherein what are the drapes of the women, men and women. They were mostly drapes. There were hardly any stitched clothing in 3rd century BC. After Kushan period, that is 1st century, 2nd century, 1st century AD onward, and it started from 1st century BC actually. When Kushan Empire came, they were the first ones to bring the coats, the long coats to India, and that is how trending started of long coats in the Indian couture market with the long toga coats, And today it's a rage. Long men's coats are a rage today. It started from then. So when I'm equipped with all this knowledge, it is very easy for me to connect and create. And definitely, I never do copy paste. Mine is only a small bit of inspiration, and that I blow it up and create whatever I feel like creating. For me, sky is the limit. I don't have any bars, and I'm not worried. I'm not scared. And what people will say, will they make fun of me? I'm not bothered. I'm doing it just for my sake. And incidentally, if people appreciate it, it comes as a bonus for me. Now, this reminds me, I had created one entire collection some 10 years back on Ottoman Turks. Now, when I was teaching the history of Ottoman Turks, now that was the most powerful empire of Turkey, right? And it is from 15th century, 1497 it started. It's a very they ruled for so many centuries, you know. So their headgear hit me, you know, like it's like a huge pumpkin, you know, and on that pumpkin, it's like, you know, there's something like a cactus. They have like a turang, you know, it goes up. This inspired me so much that I created an Ottoman Turkish collection. Wherein first time, what change I brought in that is I gave my male models a nose pin. My male models were wearing nose pin. So 10 years back, I was talking about the genre of androgyny. Today, if you see East Asian, you know, men, East Asian culture, this androgyny genre is so much trending.
Yes.
The men want to dress up, men want to do grooming, their makeup, their nails, their pedicure, everything. They want to be groomed. And why not? You know, so even in our culture, if you see Krishna, if you see the icon of Srinath ji, you know, Srinath ji is wearing a nose ring, a nut he is wearing, he's wearing a crown, he's wearing accessories, the jewelry, and earrings. So in our divine pantheon, this element was already there.
Exactly.
Then, if men dress up like that, why do we make such a hue and cry about it? Because it was so much infused in our ancient culture already, it was there. But why it went away? Because we became so conscious that, oh, it looks ridiculous. We have to follow Western culture. And you know, we have to do away with all it. It is hopeless. So that is how we moved away from our culture. I'm bringing it back.
Well, that's a very vast terminology. So I would restrict it to the fashion part. Well, that's amazing, Shilpa. So your fashion forward statement, when I say your fashion forward statement, something that you often refer to, I think you're talking being more in terms of futuristic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So perhaps
I want this new collection that I'm coming up with. I've already done it, but here I'm planning to do a portfolio on a male model, wherein I'm coming out with the jacket, a male jacket, and below I will give a flowing skirt. Okay, and I will give a nose ring, you know, that is so much trending. The I will do a fusion of a men attire as well as a women's attire. So I'll give a beautiful artistic blend to it, and men should carry it off, because in the medieval times, all our the ancestors, they wore all those long flowing skirts, the angarakhas and all that. Today we are so conscious ki, oh my god, how can I wear that, you know? But why can't you wear it? Because it was already there in your roots. So what has happened is, because we were a slave, you know, for so many years, a century long, we have forgotten ourselves. We are following, we are aping Western culture. So my thing is to bring back the lost glory of Indian culture, bring the Indian court designs back into contemporary as well as in the future. Say, let me tell you one more thing. When I'm talking about avant-garde, now avant-garde is a thing that you go to a creative level where definitely it doesn't become very wearable. You can't wear it every day. Like if you are going to an office, you can't wear an headgear and go. They are simply for art's sake. It is purely for entertainment purpose, and to convey a message, to convey something about what you want to talk. So this is how, like, you can present your activism on stage and to a larger audience. But definitely these are not everyday wear, because I'm not in everyday wear, I'm not in couture, I'm in haute couture, and I'm in avant-garde. So mine is totally entertainment, only entertainment I'm into. That's it. So because couture, I find it very boring. I mean, recently I was interviewed by one of the newspapers, and they wanted me to talk about the trending and all. I did it. I spoke about the trending. What is latest trending now? So I spoke about chic wear and uber chic wear and all that. I did, but my heart is not there. My heart is in haute couture and avant-garde.
You make a statement. Well,
Thank you.
with so much happening in your industry, well, this is a little away, but I would definitely want to hear from you. So much happening in your industry, competition, recycling fashion, recycling history and its fashion periodically. The grooming of these models that you have attended to, so many thousands, as a mentor, as a judge to various such events, how important is it in terms of communication? And I would term it as demeanor, what many of them call as personality. How important do you find these terms in the industry?
Yeah, I'll answer this question a little later. Now, first, I would like to tell you ki right now we are in a phase that organic fabric has become very important for us. Especially the designers. Now, what is happening is, as you know, there is tremendous climate change happening. There's a lot of global warming happening, and it's all because of the garbage we are dumping, into the earth thing. So here, what is the right? That is what I keep telling everyone. Whatever you have, try to recycle and recreate. You have created something, recreate it. If you have any scrap, a whole lot of scrap of fabric, if you have, make a collage. Do quilting jackets, that I promote in a big way. So what happens is your contribution towards wastage, eco wastage is reduced big time. And if everybody starts following it, that will bring a big change, in the environment. See, fashion industry's contribution in the global pollution is tremendous. You call it tanning chemicals, you call it color dyeing chemicals. All of them now should immediately change their techniques into organic. Everything should become organic, because chemicals in the long term, it is proved a kind of a liability to the environment. So this is where we have to control. Now when we go, as you know, I have created so many pageants myself, and I also help a whole lot of contestants participating in these pageants. I keep telling them, as a mentor, I keep telling them, ki, see, these pageants, you will go and participate in the pageant. They will groom you, see, at the most 3 days, 4 days. Okay, that is not enough, because you have to prepare this several years before, because the especially your beauty, external beauty part, like your skin tone, your eyes, your everything, what is external, that takes time, when you have discipline, eating, healthy eating, that takes time. So you have to prepare quite ahead, for these pageants. Second thing is, I also keep telling them ki, okay, even if you have some flaw in your looks, the makeup will take care of it. Okay, for that particular day, your makeup will take care of it, because it is just skin deep. Your beauty is skin deep. But what you are inside as a person, how you are conducting yourself all those 3 4 days that you are under the scanner of the judges, it is your true personality that comes out. Now, how does that true personality comes out? You just cannot you come and present yourself. You need a whole lot of training for that. Your voice modulation, your passion in what you are speaking, your emotions, and how you are answering those questions. You not only have to be very well aware of things around you and also history to a very big extent, but also how you conduct yourself, the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, how you are behaving in public. All that matters a lot. So for that, I feel personality development classes play a very, very important role, because that is where they teach you, what are the do's and the don'ts. You just cannot behave outside the way you behave at home, right? So you have to be on guard, you have to be very civil. So all that comes from personality development classes. You are not born with it. We are not born with anything. So we are all trained, we are all schooled, to create our own, personality. So I feel these, the mentors who are there in the personality development field, they play a very important role to mentally shape you. That's very important. How you answer the question, out of the blue, some crazy question will come. How you should, sometimes people just go flustered. They look beautiful, but they're not able to answer. So what I feel, even in these pageants, when they talk about beauty, they call it beauty pageant. Now, I don't take it as an external beauty. I feel it should not be limited to external beauty. It is the inner beauty that matters a lot when you carry a costume. And especially my costumes are very difficult to carry. You have to have 200% of confidence to carry that. So confidence is a very important characteristic of a person's personality, and that should be shown throughout in this pageant. And how does it come? It comes through these mentors who will train you, who will guide you. Okay, you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. This is what I feel.
That's beautifully said. And finally, before I wind up, what would your advice be for these upcoming young designers to be? Because now, if we notice the number of fashion colleges, boutiques, I think every street has one or two of them. And every one, 1:3, I guess, is set out to be a fashion designer.
So true, so true. Competition is tremendous. Whenever I'm called to these fashion institutes as a mentor, I tell them, do something which others don't do. Create something which others don't do. Don't get into the rat race. Don't get into, set your own trends. Like I don't, people ask me what is the trend, so what I see around, I talk about it, but actually I don't follow it. I create my own trend. Okay, so maybe it is many will like, many will not like, it doesn't matter, but I create a trend. So that is what advice I keep giving them. Create your own trend, don't follow trend. It is beautiful to create rather than copy.
Definitely.
You can get inspired, but don't take inspiration to the level of you are doing a copy and a paste. So be original.
Oh,
yeah.
So true.
Yeah, and recycle. Control waste. Go organic. And do what you want to do with your creation. Don't get inhibited, don't get worried, don't get scared that what people will talk about your design. The minute you are scared, the minute you are on guard that what people are going to talk about this creation, you're finished there. Because you are already then in a watertight compartment. So open those walls, fly high. This is what I would tell every upcoming designer.
Here, as a coach from my industry and a mentor from my industry, I have something in common, and that is create, and create, because authenticity is credibility.
Yes,
And
yes.
when you create, one of my favorite lines personally is lunacy in creativity.
Oh,
When
lovely.
when
Lovely.
I often tell my
Lovely.
clients, just get into that trance of lunacy in creativity. When
Yes,
you become
yes.
lunatic in creativity,
Yeah.
nobody can destroy your art.
Yeah, beautifully said. Beautifully said. And I follow that lunacy.
Yes, I
I am
said.
very eccentric. I'm very eccentric in when I come to creation and all. So you can say it's like a total madness that's happening out there. But at the end of the day, I enjoy that madness, and it gives me more enjoyment, and people enjoy that madness.
Exactly, because you create a cult of that.
Yes,
Anyway,
yes, yes.
thank you, Shilpi. It was just amazing discussion with you.
Thank you so much. And it was lovely speaking to you. I feel I have so much to, I wish this conversation would go on and on. And I would speak, so many things. And I could also learn so many things from you. But I think time is a constraint, and, you have to close the conversation. But it was lovely that I could share this with you. And
Hope to meet you soon to see some of the best lambada attires that you excel in.
yes, yes. And you're going to be my muse.
I'm humbled, honored, and I'm coming right away. Thank you so much.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.